And
like
we are live.
Oh, hello.
And the cameras. I gotta move everybody around on the cameras. Give me a sec.
Nothing like a last minute rearrange.
It's fine.
Sorry.
This time
We do it
around, Kalis, Karsha, myself, and Max were all
now I'm the dungeon master.
Yeah, I would.
I don't know if you want that.
With this group.
Rocks fall.
Die first day.
You know what? Just take him before I charge a tricorn. You really want to have a challenge for you. Just go DM for tricorn.
All right. I'm gonna jump to the map screen real quick so I can switch everybody around there as well.
I'm actually on
Oh no, we don't need all that.
What happened?
The DMCA.
Tetris.
No, not the DMCA.
Actually, isn't it old enough to not ting us?
Nope.
They will claim
like
it's close to something else.
Nintendo will send its legal ninjas after you. It doesn't matter how old it is.
But they lost
every
the
song
food
sounds
war.
like another song, so it's going to be some sort of song at some point. They will find something.
Look, we've gotten DMCA'd for fucking wind.
A fact that never stops making me giggle.
I hate the DMCA. Fuck Metallica. I said it.
Yep.
No, you're not
were
wrong.
Were they the start of all this?
Fucking fucking Lars Ulrich was mad because he couldn't have enough money for a shark tank in his pool.
Yeah, but if it wasn't them, it would have been somebody else.
True.
Someone would have done it eventually.
True,
but they're the ones that did it, so fuck them.
Hey, joke's on them. They got DMCA'd themselves.
No, they didn't get DMCA'd. Twitch silenced their concert at BlizzCon because what they were playing was copyrighted music. So everybody who was watching the BlizzCon stream during the Metallica concert sat there to silence.
I used to be in the party of fuck Metallica for doing that, but recently I think I've moved over to the party of fuck Napster for not putting up a fight. They rolled over real quick.
Yeah, they did.
True. Fuck all parties involved. There we go.
Including me.
And then all the people who decided to turn it into bots, so that bots were the one managing that, and DMCing people for stupid things, aka the wind.
Yeah, the wind. That's my favorite one.
Yeah. I still remember I had a Twitch VOD of I was doing a Mario World randomizer. I got DMCA'd by some German mumble rapper who was rapping over the castle theme from Mario World.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, wait, no, you don't get to get me in trouble for this. Like, if Nintendo wants to shut my shit down, that's one thing.
Fucking mumble rap.
Well, you know what's not gonna get us DMCA'd, fingers crossed, is just playing D&D. Fingers crossed.
I don't know, man.
The year is still young.
It might get us TPK'd, but
WotC does have WotC does have the Pinkertons in their pocket.
They do have the Pinkertons in their pocket. That is,
dude. I dare fucking Pinkerton knock on my door. Fucking dare one.
I will say that I was like, when I saw that article, my first thought was, holy shit, the Pinkertons are still a thing.
Yeah.
I thought that shit died with like the West. What the hell?
And the Illuminati.
But yeah, so the last time that we were together,
was last week.
Couple things happened. You all decided that it was probably best to go down into the crater in the center of Valanche, where you, upon descending, you discovered that the the good portion of the corrupted mana crystal was still intact, even though it had the skeleton of the former speaker sort of embedded into it. Give me a second. My cat is screaming at the door.
You started doing something that did not involve it giving me attention. Let me in.
After a bit of conversation with the speaker's ghost and some interesting questions that were asked by the group and specifically Asha, he informed you that if you were looking to complete the ritual, the ritual notes themselves were in a journal of his back at his estate, leaving Verventrix behind to catch up with the spirit of his son. You all ventured down a mile-long corridor. Hello, Evie. To the inside of the speaker's mansion, coming to a door that was open with an individual inside. A choice encounter of somebody from Kylus's past happened upon all of you, and a bit of a fight erupted between this gentleman and a fire elemental. After Toki stole the tome from this gentleman, using her sleight of hand, he made his escape up the chimney itself in gaseous form, leaving you all behind with the journal in possession, but the pages that you assume were specific to the ritual itself were torn out.
Asshole.
Investigating around the inside of this room, Asha, you did find a hidden compartment above the chimney itself, a small ornate box. And when you open it up, there was a chunk of a orange coalesced mana crystal inside of it, still beaming with life. And that is where we ended, and that is where we are picking up. So, Asha, as you look at this coalesced mana crystal, for some reason, a brief memory, not of your own, sort of finds its way into your mind. Someday, or some day in the past, late at night, the speaker snuck out to the large mana crystal embedded in the center of what would be the town. And near the base, he took a chisel and broke off this small piece. For whatever reason, he folded it up in a piece of cloth, brought it back into his mansion, and closed it in this box and hid it in the right in the mantle of the fireplace.
I do some sort of check to see if Asha feels like this piece of crystal might be useful in healing the bigger piece.
Go ahead and give me an Arcana check with disadvantage.
That's how I'm running everything at disadvantage right now because I have that curse.
Oh, that's right. Because you rolled a 1.
Yup. Well, those were good rolls, though. An 18.
You don't know for certain, but there's just a part of you that is just grasping for any form of hope to be able to reverse or stop the effects of what is going on here.
I'm gonna wrap it back up and place it back inside the box and take the whole box with me because I feel like the box was keeping it safe.
Okay.
Which also reminds me, the little pieces of crystal we had on our chest, are those still seem like they're active? The ones that were protecting us from the pulse?
They look a little duller than they did, though they're not as bad as what the main crystal looks like.
Okay.
You have a feeling, though, it's probably best not to test test any sort of theories you may have about withstanding another pulse.
Yeah. I know we had 6 hours when we came up here. Would it be like 5 hours left, or are we pushing towards 4?
By the time that you get, by the time you walk back to the where the crater is at, it's probably you're gonna probably have about close to 5 hours left.
Okay. Well, I don't think there's any point in staying up here any further unless any of you guys have anything else you'd like to do. I don't really want to risk going through another pulse if we can avoid it.
No, I'm just following your lead here. You're the expert.
Let's start heading back. Need to speak with the collective on the way back. So don't mind me if I sound like I'm talking to myself.
Oh, it's hard to know if you're talking to yourself or the nearly 500 people in the necklace you're wearing. How is the number station doing?
Increasing, but not an alarming rate. Not yet.
Well, let's get this over with. Whatever it may be.
While we walk back down, Asha's just gonna see if she can speak with anyone from inside the orb, or inside the necklace. Had a question for you guys, if anyone's available.
How may we help, Shepard?
There is, and I don't know if this is possible, and it's fine if it's not, but I just want to go through every possible outlet that I have. There is a ritual that I need to perform that most likely takes a soul to power. And while I would gladly give my own, there are still things I wish to do, such as finishing helping all of you. I don't know if it's possible to use one of the souls here so that I can continue to find ways to help you.
By use a soul here, do you mean a soul inside the chorus?
Yes.
That would be impossible. Souls in the chorus are bound in the chorus until our number reaches 500.
What happens when you reach... I guess you don't know what happens when you reach 500.
It is said that once we reach 500, we will find peace. We will find our salvation. We will be granted what was robbed from us.
If I can't continue to assist you guys, I do hope that you not remain in this form for much longer, that someone can help.
We sense many souls here still trapped in an undead form. Souls that are begging for our help. But so long as they are bound by this curse, we can do nothing.
Well, I'm hoping to undo this curse.
the souls crying for us would put us well over 500.
Yeah. Hopefully when I complete this ritual, you can assist those souls.
Is there anything else we may answer?
No, I just had to ask the question to make sure I had all avenues explored.
Very well.
Nasha probably at this point just looks a little resigned. She's accepted that this is her fate right now.
And as you're making this mile, like 1 mile trek back to pretty much the crystal itself, is there anything anyone else is doing?
I don't think so. Don't think there's a whole lot we can do at the moment.
Not that I can think of, no.
You know, if all of you didn't want to stay while I do the ritual, I'd understand. Because if it goes wrong, it would basically condemn you to like all the people that are here.
You're gonna go ahead with the ritual, so you found a way to do it without sacrificing yourself then?
No.
Unfortunately not. But a sacrifice has to be made. We can't... There's not enough time to get another cleric here. Someone has to do it. And
But that
did
someone
once.
doesn't need to be you.
I can't ask anyone else to do it. And there was a time which I swore to protect the city. It
There's
sounds like
someone
time.
you can ask.
I mean, the
Yeah,
speaker
why not
is
make
so-
the artificer do it?
That
don't
is
like him
actually
anyway.
what I was thinking. You could ask for Ventrix. I mean, it was his son that was supposed to do it, right? So maybe he wants to join his son.
We can ask. There's still things I wish to do. I don't wish to give my life to this if I don't have to, but I'm... Not to be a cliche, but if it's for the greater good, it's something that must be done. I know you probably hate that, Sylvia, but...
I-
At least...
I just... I don't see the greater good here.
Stopping this from escaping the city and spreading throughout the continent. That's the greater good.
We could find other ways to do that. We've
I mean,
got a huge city full of guardsmen and churches and adventurers that I'm sure would all take up the sword if asked.
None of that would stop the corruption at its source.
But it would give us
The crystal would continue
time.
to pulse.
It would give us time to find a different solution. I just think you could do a lot more good living than sacrificing yourself here.
I don't... I don't know that there's any talking her out of this, little bird.
It's not that I don't want to be talked out of it. I'd gladly welcome another solution. But hedging my bets on ifs and maybes. When I can for sure help the people here. People trapped. People stuck in between. And stop from spreading. It's hard to make the choice to bet on those ifs. Maybe we can take care of it later. Maybe something else can be done. But at the core of all this is that corrupted crystal. And it sounds like it's not yet complete. And if we can stop it from completing, wouldn't that be better? If those pulses start reaching outside the city, doesn't matter how many bodies we throw at it.
Just don't resign yourself to that fate yet. There might still be a solution.
It's true. We might be able to sacrifice the artificer. But we will try that first.
I also wish to speak with the crystal about this. The speaker about this crystal I found. Maybe it could be used to purify the crystal itself, or at least bolster the ritual or something, so that maybe it won't draw from me as much. We'll see. I am remiss that we couldn't find those pages in this book.
If something were to happen to you, who would you want to take on shepherding the chorus?
Anyone who's willing. Though I have a feeling if this ritual goes through and does what we expect it to, the chorus will no longer need a shepherd. There are many lost souls here.
I just hope yours does not become one of them.
Unfortunately for the chorus, my soul's already been claimed. It is my faith in Herona that lays claim to my soul. Unfortunately, this ritual, if I do perform it, has to go off perfectly. Otherwise it may backfire. Which is why, if it comes to that, I suggest you all leave the city before it starts. I don't want you guys to get caught up in it. And suffer the same fate as all those twisted souls outside.
I'm staying here as long as I think I can still help you.
You need somebody to guard you. I will stay. We don't want what happened to the first speaker to happen to you.
I appreciate that. But if you choose to leave, anyone chooses to leave, I do not blame you. You can go with clear conscience.
Fuck it, we had a good run.
Did we?
We had some good times. The arena was pretty fun.
The
Except
arena
maybe
was
for
fun.
Karsha. There was that time that Karsha got beat up by a 4-armed monkey. That was pretty funny.
That was.
I raised my anchor.
You can't say it was not funny, though.
No, it was not funny. Maybe to you guys.
One day you'll be able to look back on it and laugh. Give it time.
And as you're having this conversation about what to do next and reminiscing, you find your way back to the crystal's chamber. The ghost of Milas still standing in the same spot in front of the crystal. And while you can see his explosive device still sitting where it was, there's no sign of Reventrix.
Son of a bitch!
Miles, I take it your father decided to leave town while he still could?
No, I sent him away. We had a conversation and he kept talking about how it was his duty as a father to do whatever he could to fix this situation. Even mentioning that he would not stop until he was able to perform the ritual. But he is not one of us. He is not a holy man, nor is he a druid. He does not meet the qualifications. I used what magic I have in my possession and sent him away. Maybe a long while before we see him again.
Where is away?
Home. Across multiple continents.
Oh.
Oh, good.
Well, that would be a long journey. Yeah, unless he finds someone with similar magics and gets them to send him back.
Oh, there are more than enough people back home to be able to teleport him back where he wants to be, but we should have at least some time before that happens. Around that time, I would assume that whatever plans you are making will come to fruition, or damnation will strike the continent.
Well, let's hope it's the first. We did retrieve your journal, but it looks like pages have been torn out. My guess is it's the pages pertaining to the ritual.
Have you read through the journal?
I skimmed through. I briefly went through it. I have not read it in depth. I was hoping you can point me towards the right page. It's awfully thick.
He shakes his head. It's like, what you hold is my daily thoughts from the moment we left Augur to the day that, well, I took this form. I could not begin to tell you where exactly in that tome would the ritual lie.
I also found something very interesting upstairs. Don't know if you recall, but apparently you had taken a piece of the crystal.
He sits there for a moment and then quickly nods. Yes, I do remember stealing a piece of the crystal away. I had to test a theory.
Was your theory correct?
It bore fruit. Wasn't necessarily what I thought it would be. I had my doubts from the start, with the whispers that I was being fed of the impending doom inside the sandstorm and, well, of this whole ordeal. Even if we were to make it to the sandstorm and those whispers of doom did not come to fruition, but something else went wrong, something that we did not foresee. I was hoping that maybe I could store a piece of time inside a crystal. A brief moment to maybe recall what was lost. Though I unfortunately was unable to fully test out or fully test the final results.
So you were storing memories inside the crystal?
Time.
Hi.
A specific moment in time.
Would we be able to use this to send one or all of us back to before this happened to stop it?
The ghost shakes its head. It's like, that is not how it would work. My theory is, while it cannot transport the bodies back, it should be able to shape the land.
Would that land include the crystal that's corrupted you sit upon now?
That is a big gamble. I'm not entirely sure that the fruit that my experiment bore was sealed time or if it was something else. I mean, what you now hold in that box may even cause a rip in time.
Do you think if we use it in conjunction with the crystal, that in conjunction with the ritual, that might help the crystal?
If you had the ritual, I would assume, but that's all I have is assumptions. I'm afraid that I'm not much use when it comes to facts.
I know we have a bit of time before the next pulse, so I'm going to spend some time reading your journal to see if I can pull anything else from it. I do vaguely... I mean, you did teach me a bit about the ritual, but I'd like to go against some other notes if I can as well.
How much time are you spending? This is the DM asking.
Yeah, an hour.
An hour? Okay.
An hour with a notebook, trying to go through
Short
it.
rest.
Go ahead.
Like, not super meticulous enough that I can go through it and try to find the pages I'm looking for.
Okay, go ahead and give me an investigation roll.
Okay.
Also, short rest?
Short rest if nobody's doing anything.
Those are good rolls again. Another 18.
Another 18. So while you do find snippets in the journal about how nervous he is about performing the ritual and his growing second guessing of if he's the one responsible and worthy enough to sacrifice himself for the expansion of civilization, you don't find anything in regards to how to perform the ritual. Though you do stumble across his notes regarding the broken piece of the crystal and his investigation into the use of time-based magic and the preliminary test that he had run on it. And now, while the test that he previously had run seemed to have reshaped a hole that was dug in the earth, had sort of replenished a bush that was destroyed by a fire, not by the means of healing, but he could see time being reversed as the leaves that were scorched off and burnt into cinder slowly began to reform on the branch in a reversal of time. But much to, like, as he said, he wasn't able to run his final test. All he had was theories as to, would this work on a grand scale? Could it be used to undo what had happened to the previous gem? Or to not to the previous gem, but what could if it could be used to reverse any negative effects a failed ritual could do.
I mean, Asha has no reason to keep anything a secret, so she'll probably share what she found with the group once she's done reading through the journal. So at the end of the hour, so that they all have the same facts that she has. I think it might be worth a chance to try this time thing on the crystal first. Although, I'm not sure what effects it will have on all of us if we're in the percent while we cast it, or while I cast it.
Anything is worth a try.
Figure we try this first, and if it fails, I'll perform what I know of the ritual. It's a gamble, but it's a gamble I feel necessary.
And Miles' spirit shakes his head again. You cannot perform the ritual unless you know all of the ritual. All that will lead is to further destruction. Once it stops, it cannot end. And if it is done incorrectly, or if it's only done halfway, you're only inviting more destruction.
You know the whole ritual, don't you, Ghost?
I do.
So why don't you just hang out and Lady Asha's necklace and relay her the instructions?
I cannot enter the necklace.
Not while he's an undead.
And not
Okay.
And once he goes in the necklace, he won't have any memory.
and he says,
Shit.
and I am already promised to one of the gods. I could not enter the necklace.
It wouldn't be of any help if he entered the necklace anyway. And why is it that you... Is he preventing you from telling us the ritual? I know you can't show it to us, but you could tell me the steps. I could write them down.
I cannot. I am forbidden to speak the words. I am forbidden to speak the chants. The curse that has been placed upon me prevents me from sharing that knowledge.
What if I write down the steps I remember, and then you confirm whether or not I have them all?
That's a big what if. That
Just
I do
simple
not
yes
know.
or no.
That I do not know.
It's a curse, you said, that he placed on you?
A doozy of 1-2, yes.
If we leave the city, you said we have 3 days, correct? Including today, I'm assuming. If we waited
That is
a
my
day
best
and came
assumption.
back.
That is my best assumption, that you have 3 days until this barrier around the city breaks. And then whatever you are planning is lost.
If this time thing doesn't work out, I can always return and remove his curse. After a day, I just need a day of rest.
That may be. I do not know how strong you have grown in the time that we have been apart, but know that the entity who has cursed me is somebody with the powers almost that of rivaling the gods. They are a being of the element in its purest form.
I think we put all that in the back burner and we attempt this time thing first.
Where's a little goblin when you need it?
Right? Where's my time wizzy?
And if the time thing doesn't work, we always have Verventrix's plan B over here.
Trying to become the next librarian. Well, hurry up and get your butt over here.
Because, well, whatever we do, we might as well do it fast. You have 4 hours remaining to get out of the city before this pulse goes off again. Though there's no telling what you're going to run into topside once you get out of this hole.
We'll deal with that when the time comes.
So, just real quick, speaker. Do you think it is possible to fix or cleanse or whatever with this crystal through the ritual or some other means? Do you think it's actually possible, or do you think it's an impossible task?
I wish I could say I had any sort of hope that what has befallen me and what has befallen this city could be reversed. But the torment I have gone through in these times since I have been infused into this crystal has robbed me of such pleasures. Though before I was like this, I did used to tell Asha that hope was one of the greatest weapons we had. Maybe if your hope is strong enough.
What I'm hearing then is that in order to fix this, we would need a level of power that none of us possess.
I don't know you. I don't know what powers you possess. Though I will say you are going to need an exceptional amount of power if you're trying to break the curse. If you're trying to reverse what has happened with the crystal and the city, even I don't know that answer.
I mean, you are the one that taught me that if you look for the dark, that's all you're going to see.
I did. Though all I have known is darkness.
So look for the light. Find it. There's hope here. There's something that can be done. You, having been here and experienced all this, will know best where that might be.
I think I'm looking at it.
I think I want to place my bets on this time ritual you have here. See if I can't apply it to what's going on.
And if all else fails, we have this bomb.
If all else fails,
We do have this bomb.
Does anyone have any objections to me starting this ritual here?
The time ritual, not the sacrifice ritual, right?
Yes, the time ritual.
Okay.
I think we're giving up on the sacrifice ritual. It's going to be the time thing or the bomb, and that's
So
going to be
are
it.
we like freezing time?
Are we?
I
I
swear.
haven't written
Am I
anything off at this point in time.
whipping out the ocarina?
Yes, we're whipping off the ocarina.
Sweet. We're gonna go back 3 days.
That's not how this works.
All right, so Asha, using the notes left, will try to perform this ritual of time using that piece of mana crystal.
Okay, give me a second. I'm trying to find if there is a song I can use for this.
No problem.
The Song of Reverse Time.
No,
Dragon
fuck
sword.
that.
The song of lots of anxiety.
No, fuck that. That's a little too on the nose.
The song of "Fuck This Shit, I'm Out."
YouTube.
Bolero Fire?
Look, I just work here.
Trying to find something, but I can't. Okay. And of course, trying to find anything on Sirenscape gives me a 502 gateway.
Random bullshit.
I mean,
Go.
Way to ruin the mood.
Great fucking system we got here.
So as you make the comment to him that you were going to try the time thing, he nods. Like, if I were to put any faith in anyone anymore, it would be you, Asha.
I'm sure your faith will add to the success of this ritual as well. So you hold on to that hope. I think before we begin, let's last a minute. How long does it say how long this ritual will take?
It doesn't.
Okay. Never mind then. All right, we're just gonna perform the ritual. I will use guidance on myself if I can, if we have to roll anything.
You could use guidance.
Okay.
Damn, I wish I was able to play this over chat, but it's not going to work. Or over Discord, but it's not going to work. Sirenscape working?
Sirenscape was bugging out for me on Tuesday, so. But then again, it's a day that ends in Y.
Okay. So, go back to this music because it is a bit tense. As you guidance yourself and you begin to walk to the back of where the crystal is, where you saw him chip out a chunk. Now that you know what you're looking for, you can obviously just see the indentation in the crystal where it had been chiseled away previously.
So I guess I'll put that chunk back towards where that hole is and start following the instructions here, the notes he had fallen down to perform this ritual.
Okay. Question for you.
Yes.
At this moment in time, what is your current HP, your current exhaustion level, and your current spell slots?
You want me to DM to you or just say them?
You can just say them to me.
Okay, so my exhaustion is 0. My HP is 54 out of 57. My remaining spell points is 19.
Out of
27.
Okay.
Is that everything you needed?
That is everything that I need.
Okay. So I want to make sure I wasn't forgetting something.
He's got to figure out how many rocks to throw at you.
Yes. It's okay. Just one good, nice blast out of this giant mana crystal might do it. They are known for exploding.
They are known. Well, the red ones are known for exploding.
Yeah. Some of them are known for exploding.
In the worst possible times, too.
Yep.
Okay. You put the crystal into its missing slot, or into the indentation where it was originally carved. And almost instantly you can see the crack of the break seal up as the crystal begins to slowly pour a brighter orange light into the surrounding area of the crystal. But as this is going on, more the corruption inside the crystal is fighting against it.
Mm-hmm.
At this point in time, Asha, how many exhaustion points are you willing to sink into your body?
Many as I can without dying. I think it's what, 5? Yeah, I think it's 5. Yeah, 60 die. So.
Yep. So you're going 5 exhaustion.
Yeah.
How many hit points are you willing to sacrifice?
It's gonna be stupid. Push the brake. That's 44.
Okay. And out of the remaining spell points you have, how many are you willing to sacrifice?
All of them.
Okay. As this is going on, the rest of you see Asha slot the sliver of the gem into the rest of the, like pretty much into the main body of the gem. It seals up and there begins to be a fight between the pure energy from the crystal chunk and the corruption that has already taken over the whole. As this happens, Asha begins to chant to herself. She holds her hands out and this like almost like phoenix fire light sort of like surrounds her body. As her voice begins to get louder and more of a almost possessed echo, as seems to be another voice with inside her chanting as she's focusing on this chunk of coalesced mana crystal. And as she's pouring her focus into it, you begin to see the wear and tear start to take hold of her body as she begins to like sweat profusely, but at the same time wounds begin forming on her skin from the excess stress that she's putting on her body. Every now and then again, radiant light kind of like shoots off of her and slams into the walls as the celestial energy that she can call upon is being ripped from her body and poured into this crystal. This entire process for everyone watching takes exactly 1 hour. Though Asha, you feel as if you have been at this for years.
Mm-hmm.
As this ritual continues on and you fight tooth and nail to remain conscious, the pain and the wear on your body and soul slowly but surely starting to take its toll on you. You begin to hear something. A clock. Slowly coming to a stop. And then the sound begins to play in reverse. It begins to speed up. Faster and faster and faster and faster. As in your mind, Asha, you begin to see what this town has gone through from the time that from the time now in reverse, all the death, all the destruction, all the people that were lost to undeath and worse, the mutations, all playing in reverse, death being reversed, mutations being taken away. And as this is going on, everybody in the chamber itself begins to see pulses being pulled back into the crystal, going through you but having no effect. And then you see the skeleton embedded in this crystal fade. As there is a bright flash of light. Almost blinding. Almost too much for your eyes to handle. But as it slowly fades, you're standing on a beautiful stone pathway, staring at a central monument with a large coalesced mana crystal, standing proud, beaming orange. As this happens, you hear this, like the screams of torment, of anguish, of souls all rush from the surrounding landscape and enter into the necklace. The necklace sort of beams for a moment, and almost like an angelic chorus begins to sing as light is shot from the necklace that held the chorus of 500 into the orange coalesced mana crystal itself. As this is going on, you hear chanting of hundreds of voices speaking a celestial language. You then begin noticing the swaying and large, loud, thunderous steps. As you look to the side, you are eye level with the clouds. Hope this plays. As you are now
You're muted.
my cat's laying on the thing.
Cat just wanted a dramatic pause.
Now she's biting me. As you stare around, or you look around to what appears to be Valanche in its prime. No ruins, no death, no destruction. A few people walk the streets. Not as many as you remember, Asha. Though you feel that these were the people who still had held on, that weren't converted just yet.
Yeah.
But as everything fades from your mind, you hear a singular voice, that of Milas, thanking you for redeeming his soul and giving Valanche one more opportunity at prosperity. And while it is hard, it is excruciating. You have never been in this much pain. You have never been this tired. You bring yourself to your feet, and almost carried by curiosity, you bring yourself to the edge of a ledge. As you can see, the city is once again walking, making its way north to its destination. And as you stare out into the clouds, you look and you see the elementally like enchanted legs of the city beginning to walk forward, slowly but surely growing closer to the sandstorm. That is where we're going to take our break.
Oh my.
So yeah, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break here, everybody, so we can get up, freshen our drinks and all that fun stuff. And we will be right back. Alrighty, we are back.
Oh, hello.
Rojan.
Everything's certainly fine.
What?
This is Grim Fandango. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Thank you.
God damn it. I hate it here.
Do you though? Because you keep coming back.
Was there anything actually wrong, or were you guys
No.
Just fucking
No.
around.
It's just fucking around.
okay? I just wanted to make sure. I didn't know what was going on in your conversations when I had left.
We're talking about Matt Berry.
What?
Don't worry about it.
Anyway. So yeah.
You asked.
Asha, with
one
how
of those
beaten and bruised and exhausted you are, staring out over the city's edge as a rather familiar sight to you, at least. What do you do?
I think she's going to pull out her little plushy cat and just go to sleep. She's going to trust that her party will get her somewhere eventually and just pass out.
Okay.
She's tired and in the most pain she's ever been in. She's just going to let sleep take her. She has faith in her party. Although curiosity about the necklace does drive her a little bit. She'll deal with that when she wakes up.
What of the rest of you? As Asha walks off through the city, almost just like with a look of shock and awe on her face, but beaten, cut, and looking like walking death itself. The rest of the city looks pristine. As you can see, a couple people walking along the streets, a little amazed themselves, though every one of them doesn't seem to have like a what you would expect the skin color of the living to look like. Almost as, you know, warm, blood pumping through the veins and everything. They look to be more almost yeah, ashen or like a soft, like grayish color.
Well, Sylvia is not leaving Asha's side, whether Asha wants her to or not. That's just where she's staying until Asha no longer looks the way I did when that guy killed half of us.
Yeah. Max is gonna, like, kind of help Asha walk whatever path she's walking. Like, taking one of her arms over his shoulders.
He's not fighting it.
Are you actually with us, Lady Asha?
I am. Exhausted and in pain, but I am. It's just signs that I'm still alive.
Did this work?
It seems so. Some sleep, but once I do, I think we'll have to have a conversation with Miles. I wonder if he even remembers what happened.
Well, you know this city better than basically everybody. Where's there an inn?
I'll give directions to a nearby inn.
As you begin to think of the inn, you remember you had a house here.
Oh yeah. I'll give him directions to my house.
Okay.
All right.
And it's
And she'll
about
probably say that. She'll say, "You can take me home," and she'll tell you directions to the home.
it's
Got
a
it.
couple blocks away from the edge of the city, almost situated near the pavilion where the crystal is at. And when you help her into her home, it is a very well furnished home. It doesn't look like the apartment back at Augur. This looks like a very large home for a person of somewhat import.
Oh.
Asha,
You were
go ahead. Sorry.
so you were like a big deal here, weren't you?
I think that's a matter of perspective.
I mean, this house would say one way.
Sometimes I feel like they're a bit too generous with the house.
Well, shit, they could throw some my way sometime.
And Asha, as you walk into your home, it's exactly as you remember it. Like, eerily to the point to where you left it the day everything went to hell. There is still even like a cooling, like half pot of tea or half kettle of tea on your stove.
This is very eerie, but it makes sense given the ritual we did. I did leave the house in a hurry that day.
So you did just fix everything, right? You didn't send us back in time?
I don't know yet. The city looks as it did that day before everything happened. Whether we went back to that moment or just the city has been reverted, I'm not sure.
Sure, we'll find out soon enough.
Given the people we passed, though, I worry for their states. They appear to be still in between.
Oh, yeah, I didn't want to be rude or anything, but yeah, they don't look well.
That being said, they have an option to live out a better life here now. Even if it's in between, if that's what they choose. As long as they're not in torment. I think Asha's curiosity is going to get the better of her. Can she reach down? Is that necklace still there?
It is, but it looks a little different. No longer is it just like this black void just encased in just a ring of metal. On your neck now is what almost looks like a fully emblazoned sun. And every now and then there's small red pulse that arrives. And when that happens, you can see just a singular red feather appear in the center of the sun before it fades.
I think the same curiosity that drove her towards the edge of the sea to look out, she will drive her to reach out to the necklace once again. Are you guys there?
As this time you reach out, there's no voice. There's no chorus. There's nothing. But while there's nothing, there feels what can only be described as hope.
She'll have to come back to that. She does not have the energy to sit down and try and figure out what's happening. That's much effort she was putting into it.
I'm down to 10 HP, no spell points, and 5 exhaustion. I am not dealing with this.
Yep. Not my problem right now. That is tomorrow Asha's problem.
And as you stare at this necklace and you begin to internally reminisce about your time in this house, a knock comes at your door.
Sylvia, would you be a dear? See who's at the door.
Yeah, I can do that. Sylvia will go over to the front door and open it up.
And
So I assume at this point I'm on the couch, like I'm just sitting down.
you it's like you're just crashed on the couch, yeah.
Yeah.
And as you open the door, Sylvia, in front of you stands a rather tall-looking elf of some sort. Again, grayish skin, their eyes still like almost that milky white akin to the undead, dressed in brilliant white robes all emblazoned with the holy symbols of Herona.
Can I help you?
I would assume so. I must say it's nice to meet you in a physical form this time and not as a disembodied spirit.
Oh shit, the ghost elf is here.
May I come in?
Don't invite him in.
Don't know.
He can't come in unless we invite him.
He's not a
Don't
Dracula.
if Asha's in any state to have a conversation right now.
I have no means of a conversation. I just merely wish to check up on her.
Alright, you can come have a look, but I'm watching you.
That's fair.
She'll move to the side so you can come in.
He walks in and just like in a very familiar fashion, like he's been here before, just walks into the small living quarter where Asha is seated on her couch. And Asha, you see Milas walk in looking a little better. I mean, he's not a skeleton or a disembodied ghost anymore.
Does he still have the mark on his forehead?
He does not.
It's nice to see that he got rid of that as well, and she'll tap her forehead.
Yes, it's nice to have a peace of mind once again without something whispering premonitions of doom.
Looks like that bit of hope paid off.
Indeed it did. At least for those who had yet been converted. Fortunately, those who passed to undeath or worse, I cannot find them. I know the names of everyone who had passed.
That might have also been my fault.
You speak of the
failed to-
chorus.
Yes.
He shakes his head. I assume that they are with the chorus. And if that is the case, they are currently in the crystal.
What do you mean the chorus is in the crystal?
The chorus is in the crystal. They have found salvation in the crystal. They are powering Blanche as we speak. And if my brief conversation with them is correct, once we find a place to settle, there will be no need for me to perform the ritual.
As they will do it, or they will power the
The voice
crystal to do it?
the voice I spoke to ensured me that the ritual would be taken care of. That they have one last journey ahead of them before salvation. As he kind of like sighs and he looks down at his robes. I am unworthy of wearing these anymore.
I think Corona would see it differently.
I have fallen from her grace. I
Have you?
can no longer feel her love amongst me as he like holds up a hand. As you could tell, he's trying to summon some sort of celestial like spell and nothing comes to him. I have been cut off.
Just because you can't access the holy magic anymore does not mean you're any less of one of her followers. She has plenty among us that don't have the ability to use her power.
While that may be, I am one who has fallen. I am one to have known her grace, and I am one to have lost it. Even if I were capable, I would no longer be worthy performing the ritual.
That is true. From the ritual's perspective. Just means you need to find your new place. Unfortunately, most of the city leaders have gone. That leaves you. And there are plenty of people left. Whatever state they are in.
I may no longer be a speaker of Herona, but I can at least be a mayor. Until they find someone better. I assume once we touch down wherever it is we are going, Augur will begin to send new residents to Valanche.
Most likely. They will need to be notified of everything that's happening here, though I'm sure their scouts have been quite startled. Assuming that we didn't travel back in time and the city was what was repaired.
The magic in the crystal was not strong enough to reverse time. That is something that is almost impossible to do. Instead, what had happened is still in everyone's memory. Though the destruction itself could be reversed, as if healing a wound.
I hope the memory fades quickly for all of them.
I hope it doesn't. This is a important lesson that the people of this city, myself, and those in Augur should never forget.
The lesson, no, but the torment, no one needs to live with that.
Would it be if I were to be the only one to remember that torment? I would happily take that on my shoulders.
I hope that everyone here finds some form of peace. I'm not sure if you guys can still leave the city, as I know before they were bound to the city. But even if not, at least there's some hope for a life here.
I feel no remnants of the curse. I feel no remnants of the barrier. Those who remain have been freed from their torment, from their prison. I believe once Valanche settles down, people will be able to come and go as they please.
That is wonderful news. Though I'm sure I've pissed off a powerful elemental in the meantime.
They can deal with it.
Well, from the sounds of things, there's members of our party that probably don't mind that we pissed him off.
I don't think anybody here is going to mind that you pissed him off. Though, when the time comes for you to leave the city again, I would advise caution. Entities such as that are sore losers by nature.
I imagine it's any worse than the bounty hunters we have after us.
Bounty hunters?
Apparently we have transgressed against something in the Astral Sea.
Astral Sea. That is a doozy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as long as you're here, they won't be able to reach you.
Well, that's good. At least we can rest in peace for a little bit. Or at least until the city settles. Because I imagine there's really not a way for us to get off the city right now.
Not without taking one of the scouts. But we can't have a scout left behind.
No.
So I would assume that unless one of you has a form for multi-person long travel, it would be wise to stay here until we settle.
I know that we were not in the spot where the launch was meant to settle. Do you know how long until we get there?
Couple days, week at the most. I do know for a fact there will be new land to explore. The crystal should repel the sandstorm enough to where we can lay our foundation. We can begin to grow our farmland. And then the surrounding area should be open for all sorts to begin exploring. If that is what you and your friends are interested in. If not, I would assume we still have horses. I can provide you some to begin your trek back to Augur.
I think that'll be something we'll have to discuss. I would also like to speak with the chorus before the city settles.
They are currently inside the crystal. Just know that it's a little loud, as they do nothing but sing right now.
Oh, I had to deal with that every night already.
I have already had to apologize to some of the tenants who are closer to the pavilion. Apparently, their voice travels.
They've been waiting a long time for this.
I think we all have.
You'll have to excuse me, Mouse. I am in terrible need of some rest.
Oh, yes. Please get all the rest you need. I won't bother you. I'll check in from time to time to see how you're doing, but you need not worry about scout duties or anything of the such. I've been assured by the crystal itself that everything is taken care of and we should just get back to getting used to the old norm. I'll prepare letters to send out to Augur as soon as possible.
If you'd like to come back by in the morning, I can relay a message to the temple or anyone else in Augur that I know.
That would be appreciated. I think I've taken up a bit of your time. I'll let you rest for now. Thank you for not losing hope.
Just knew there had to be something we could do.
He smiles as he stands and as he's walking towards the door, you see him actively removing the robes from his body and like folding them up in his hands. And as he leaves, you and the group are just left alone in your home.
With the city moving, I don't think there's much danger if you guys wish to explore. But I'm going to need some sleep.
I'll stay here with you.
You wouldn't mind, I'd could use some help getting up to the bedroom. Probably rest more comfortably there than on the couch.
Yeah, I'll help with whatever you need. I told that guy you were in no condition to have a conversation.
I told you not to let him in.
Next time I won't.
Appreciate you looking out for me, but it was important to talk to him.
Tokumi's gonna go exploring.
Tokumi's gonna what?
Go
She's
explore.
gonna go
Oh,
exploring.
okay. So I will say, if you pretty much power nap like 2 days straight, you should be all but good.
Yeah. So I know the little stuffy will give me an extra point of exhaustion removal, so 2 days would take off 4 points of exhaustion. So.
Mm-hmm.
I keep forgetting about those.
Yeah.
I haven't made mine yet.
So before I go to sleep, Asha will give Sylvia just like a really big hug. Appreciate your faith in me in all this. And I'm glad I didn't have to depart this land yet.
I wasn't about to let you go. Even if I had to force you to stop, I would have. The world needs you more than this one city does.
Okay. So as this is going on, the group has 2 days to explore as Yasha, rests and tries to stave off of death. So for those 2 days, is there anything in particular you're doing, or are you just exploring?
I'm gonna probably be with Asha the whole time, helping her with anything and everything that she needs. But while the plushies are on my mind, I will make mine finally.
Okay.
And you know what? We'll make it to look like another astral supial. So Boots has a friend.
Okay. So you have Boots and Boots Jr.
Yeah.
Wait, you can make more?
No, Sylvia never made theirs.
Yeah, we
Okay.
each got the stuff to make one, and it was like immediately after that we came across the astral supials. So I got distracted and completely forgot to make mine.
How dare you?
I mean, Zorro, technically an astral supial is just a very large possum.
Yeah, we were told they were limited to beasts, and astral supials are beasts.
Yeah. They're just giant possums with pocket dimensions and like bags of holding for pouches.
Do they play dead?
Yes, one of their abilities technically is play dead.
I love it.
And another is reaching into their pouch and throwing a cast iron pan at someone.
It hurts.
Oh, they play Kefka.
Yeah.
Or you know, drops a bunch of them like it's raining cast iron.
Yep.
I approve.
So as
What?
those okay, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, what kind of like shops are actually here?
That's what I was just about to get to give like a little TLDR for everybody who is exploring about.
Okay.
So there are still quite a few vacant buildings in Valanche, not because, you know, people died or anything like that, just they lay unclaimed as when these cities are sent out. They're not sent out with a full populace. They're sent out with pretty much like a skeleton crew of people. Just all the necessities are sent. In that terms, there's no like miscellaneous good shop, like no shop to go get like equipment like rope or a tackle box or anything like that. There are there are exactly 2 taverns that are currently in operation that do have living staff. And then there is a simple blacksmith. There is a healer's hall, but at the moment it is currently empty. And there is at the moment a singular temple, and that is a temple to Herona. And again, unfortunately, it's empty.
How much does a house cost?
Are you actually inquiring about a house?
Yeah.
Okay. Amongst your travel and like your exploring of the city, you do run into Milas again. This time just dressed in a very normal looking pantsuit and vest get up. No longer looking like the holy man that he once was, but more looking just like a random citizen of the town. He's got a small silver and gold inlaid dagger on his hip. And when you inquire about a house, he's like, well, normally we wouldn't open up housing until, well, the purchasing of housing until the city settled, but given what you and your friends had done for the city itself, I think I can bend the rules for you. How big of a how big of a home are you looking for?
I'm not looking for anything large. Maybe two bedroom.
2 bedroom? Those, and this is to purchase, correct?
That is correct.
2-bedroom house, you're looking about 200 gold.
Deal.
He's like, and you have any preferences to where in the city you would like to be?
Somewhere near the front gate. If at all possible. If I am home, I assume you could use a sword arm.
We are definitely going to be needing some sword arms once everything settles down. If the tales are true, the wilds around the newly settled land are a bit, well, wild for a time being until the proverbial dust settles. So yes, we will be in desperate need of swords for quite some time.
Yeah.
But
yeah, then you will be needing an experienced monster hunter such as myself.
we would be blessed to have one.
You sure would. All right.
Are you looking for employment?
Not at the moment. We are in the middle of a couple of jobs at the moment. Once the city settles, we're probably going to be on our way for a little bit. We have to deal with some bounty hunters.
Yes, I heard
You
about
know how
those.
that is.
Yes. Well, it's like, let me get back to my office and I will get started on the paperwork right away for the deed to your new house.
Sounds good.
So since Zoro is preoccupied, I told her I'd help her out. She's gonna go Kyla's is gonna go potion shopping.
Unfortunately, because the healer's hall, it has nobody manning it, and the church has nobody manning it, there is no healing potions to be bought.
Boo. And Zoro says, "God damn it."
Yeah, I see that. I see chat.
She's also looking for any kind of like pretty rock stones, gemstones, stuff like that she can find.
What kind of gemstones?
In like a shop or like just out and about?
I think either is fine. Just something that she can add to her, kind of add to his collection.
Because at the moment,
Kyla has a box of rocks.
Kyla does have a box of rocks. At the moment, there isn't any shop like that available in town. It's, again, very bare bones, very minimum. Though you could probably find some stray stones that have probably like been tracked in from the outside when the scouts have returned. Just like small, like oddly shaped rocks or smooth pebbles. Nothing too grand, but maybe something to catch his eye.
All right, you'll collect a few of those.
Okay.
As he wanders around.
What about Karsha?
I have a wonderful question. Is there a brothel in town?
There is not. Again, very bare bones. Very bare bones, and everybody just literally came back to life.
And they're all still on a bit of an undead look.
Yeah, they're all like still like undeadifying at the moment. They've lost.
Oh, look at me! I played Divinity Original Sin 2.
They've lost probably a good 3/4 of their population that they had. So brothel's not really at the top of anyone's mind right now to open.
I only asked because I thought I was in a different city.
Nope. You are currently in Valanche, moving ever closer to the dust storm.
Do-do-do-do-do.
God damn it.
Aaron.
You know what? In that case, I'm just gonna snoop around. Just snoop around and see if I can find shit.
Okay. You snoop around and you can see everybody like slowly but surely getting used to everyday life once again. You do hear comments of people of like the annoyance of forgetting to eat, or what the don't lay on my mute button, or having to bathe or anything like all like the normal like living functions suddenly being required of them once again. It's sort of them having to relearn everything.
So we're in a necropolis in a sense, right?
Not anymore. You are in what used to be a necropolis, with the population that hadn't turned into undead gaining like the people who were trapped between death and life. Now with life fully restored to them, slowly but surely acclimating back to what living beings are required to do to, well, live. Just the normal the normal day-to-day ins and outs.
So everyone was just fully revived, correct?
Yes, though their bodies are still recovering. Every day that passes by, you notice that people are starting to regain color. Their eyes are starting to return to like a normal shade. It's no longer that undead milky white. It's like slowly but surely they're coming back to full-on mortal life.
Okay. Hold on that one. No, that's pretty much it. That's all she's gonna do.
Okay. What about Toki? Toki, are you looking for anything while you're exploring around town?
I am letting my nose guide me towards food.
You do. Your nose does pull you in the direction of two separate taverns. Though both of the taverns that right now, the food is rather bland, as everybody is slowly getting their sense of taste back. So it's more the food is being cooked for nourishment and less of experience or flavor.
I'm gonna take some spices out my cooking set and use that to actually make the food taste more palatable.
To yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. You could most definitely do that.
Is there any sort of like what's the local chatter in the tavern?
Again, it's a lot of people coming together and supporting one another after having had to experience such an ordeal. Some of them are telling like war stories of having to constantly fight against the undead forms that their friends and family members had taken because they had been transformed by the pulse. Others speaking of having nightmares every now and then of the mutated horrors that had begun to form in the street, while others are again just speaking of the forgotten menial tasks of being alive. It's a lot of just at the moment bonding between small groups of people.
She's gonna people watch for a bit while she eats.
Okay. So as Sylvia, did I ask you what you were doing?
I was basically just spending all my time with Asha.
Gotcha. So as 2 days pass, Asha, you start to feel a little more functional.
Yeah.
The wounds on your body have closed up.
I'll just say 2 days of straight sleep, but sometimes
that's all you need is just 2 days of straight sleep. You just need to Odin sleep it and you're fine. That's what I call some Saturdays when I sleep 14 hours. But yeah, start of the third day, you've got 1 point of exhaustion on you, but you're functional.
Functional.
And
I can move around.
You're starting to feel a little anxious, a little cooped up.
Mm-hmm. So have you been here the whole time?
Yes.
You could have gone and explored the city.
I was here in case you needed help with anything.
I appreciate that. Oh, I'm feeling a lot better. Not 100%, but a lot better. Actually ready to get out of the house a little. Do you want to come with me?
Sure. I can accompany you in case you start to feel off or anything. I'll be there to help you.
Or you can just accompany me as my friend, just to spend time with me. You don't have to have a purpose.
Yeah, I can do that too. That guy came by a few times. I had to ask him to stop. Because it was like every few hours. It was getting to be a bit much.
That is a lot. I'm sure he was just worried though.
And as you say that, like clockwork, there's a knock on your door.
Wait here, Asha. She'll go to the door and swing it open. What do you want? Oh, I mean, hi. Can I help you?
Yes, hello. I know you've told me to stop coming by, but
how's she supposed to rest if you keep interrupting her?
I brought fruit. As he like holds up like a small basket of freshly picked fruit. It's from my garden. I assumed, she could use something to eat, or even a few loose leaves of tea in there for her if she wants to make a cup or two of tea. And as you're having this conversation with him, a lot of color has like returned to him. He is actually starting to begin to look like a high elf once more.
She would probably get mad at me if I turned away tea. All right, come on in.
Okay. As he nods and smiles. As he doesn't like force past you, just like follows you in.
I think at this point Asha has gotten up and left the bedroom finally. So she probably comes out to wherever everyone else is.
Well, you're looking much better.
I'm getting there. Feeling definitely much better. Sleep helps.
I forgot how good sleep actually feels.
I'm glad to hear that you guys are sleeping. You're looking a lot better yourself.
Yes, life is slowly but surely returning to a lot of the people in Valanche.
I'm relieved to hear that you guys aren't stuck somewhere in between. That was my fear.
That was mine as well. It was going to be hard to convince anyone to stay here if they had worries that people who weren't technically alive were calling this place a residence. But enough of the dour speech. Brought you some fruit, some tea in there as well. Figured that, after your long nap, you might feel a bit hungry.
Yes, starving actually.
Yeah, I'm afraid that in the regards to things such as spice and everything of that sort, the people haven't really started cooking with it yet. Slowly but surely trying to, warm their palates up back to actually having to ingest food. So, unfortunately, as I've heard from a couple of the living entities here in your group, that the food is a bit bland.
I can imagine there's more than one of them that would have made that complaint.
I don't think they've made the complaint, but there have been reports to me that your friend Toki, I believe it is, constantly opens up what can only be described as a spice rack anytime she has food and just starts pouring spice and salt and everything onto everything that she has. And people aren't really angry. People are envious because the food smells so good, but to try something like that right now would probably make them wish for death.
Probably. It takes some time to reaccustomize to those fineries.
I'm hoping by the time that Valanche settles down, we will be able to once again have proper, wonderfully tasting meals prepared and not liquid that's called soup and bread.
Just remember to take it slow. Don't rush the process. Just like someone who's come out of a long Medicaid sleep or coma. It takes time to adjust.
Yes, but you don't understand. My first day back, all I wanted was spiced potatoes, eggs, and a nice cup of coffee.
That's what most do. It's actually always a fight at the temple to keep people from doing that.
And as soon as I can, I'm going to have spiced potatoes, eggs, and coffee. Speaking of which, I can
brew you a mild cup of tea. Might be something worth to start building up.
That would be wonderful. Oh, speaking of which, I don't know if he's told you, but your friend Max has purchased a house in town.
Oh, he has?
Yes. I was actually, one of the reasons I was stopping by was I hope to see him, as I have the keys and deed to his place.
Sylvia, do you know if Max is sleeping in the guest room, or is he out and about now?
I'm not really sure. I haven't left your room a whole lot.
You always said to keep yourself up.
Can't say I ever pictured Max as a homeowner. I think I always just imagined he slept in bars and stuff.
I imagine he probably did for a while. Maybe he's just ready to have a little bit of a change.
It's like he when he's out traveling, he doesn't even use a bedroll. He just lays on a rock for a pillow.
I don't think I'm objecting to that, so yes. Well, if you'd like to leave them here, we can make sure it gets to him. We can go and try and find him.
That would be wonderful. As he pulls out the deed with a pair of keys.
Quick, Sylvia, make a copy of the keys. Just kidding.
Done.
Yeah. So
What's that? Another one of Fox's characters who have proficiency in forgery kits?
It's always
No,
the
it's-
birds.
No, it's fine. Max's house key just turns Sylvia into a Gundam or something.
I shall put those somewhere safe for Max. And she will prepare a cup of tea. Something mild. Probably something along the lines of an easy green tea for him. And she won't make it too strong.
Who is still in the house at the moment? This would be early morning, probably about 9 o'clock. Even saying that pains me because 9 o'clock is not early.
No.
I'd probably still be in there.
Unless Max and Karsha went drinking, which is absolutely a thing they would do.
If they could.
Probably.
Yeah.
Ain't none of the taverns serving alcohol right now.
Oh, this one
No.
sucks. Why do I own a house here?
You know, Miles, after the city settles and a few more residents come, it might be good to hold a festival of some sort to celebrate the return.
I assume that would be the best course of action. Once the walls have been established and farming plots have been issued out to citizens. We can maybe host one as soon as 6 months to a year from now.
As I am feeling a bit cooped up, I do believe Sylvia and I were going to go out for a walk.
Oh yes, don't let me keep you. Thank you for the tea. It is, even though I know it is weak, it is a wonderful welcome to just bland water.
Well, here, let me give you some stuff to brew your own at home. And she'll give him a few supplies for his own cups so he can build up a tolerance to flavor.
The flavor. He thanks you and he sees himself out of the house.
Oh, wait, sir, before you go.
Yes.
I'm sorry if I was a bit short with you.
Once he smiles and shakes his head, think nothing of it. You were only looking after your friend.
Please accept this as an apology. And she'll hand him a small bag of little milk chocolate chips. Even if you can't eat them yet, eventually, I'm sure you'll be able to.
It's like he opens it up and you just see like a smile beaming on his face. As soon as I can, I know what I'm doing with these. You see, closes the bag and says his goodbyes to both of you and leaves the house. Oh, did Evie pop up on screen again?
I love when Evie's ears just pop up. Now it looks like she's jumped on the door.
Yep, because she wants out.
Mm-hmm. She's done pressing mute. Now she wants out.
Yep. So, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say,
Asha,
yes.
we're just like gonna be walking around the city, right? We're not gonna be getting into any fights or anything?
No, we shouldn't. There shouldn't be anyone here.
Okay, give me 2 minutes. She'll run off to one of the other rooms. And since she didn't have an opportunity to wear it before, she's going to wear it now. She'll come back wearing that dress that she got.
Okay. The dress you got when you guys were going to do the casino heist?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Still gotta do that.
you look lovely. Perfect
Thank
first
you.
roll.
I was really looking forward to wearing it when we were going to go into the casino, but, well, you know what happened.
Well, I'm glad we didn't have to do any kind of heist or pull off anything in there. I'm sad that we never actually got to go.
There's still
Maybe
time.
we'll go back. And hopefully there's no Johnny AIs anymore, because he annoys me.
And we'll be sure to bring Max along. I know he's looking forward to it.
I don't know what's worse, Johnny AIs or that damn basilisk we met.
There's some interesting characters out there.
There are.
That basilisk is nothing but an innocent art dealer. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, just introduce him to the Tricorn crew. We'll see how
Eyes
innocent he
inside.
really is. So yeah, we'll probably take a stroll and eventually end up towards the crystal
Okay.
with the loud singing.
Oh yeah, and it is not just like, it's not like just muffled singing or anything. This is full gospel chorus singing.
Yeah, I had a feeling. So Asha will kind of grimace a bit as she moves towards the crystal, and she's going to put her hand on it to try to speak with one of them.
All right, give me 1 second here, because I think I have something for this. Yeah, I do.
Oh, he's going to start playing some Creed.
With arms wide open.
Why am I going to play Creed?
Well, it's
basically gospel.
Yeah.
Joyful, joyful, we adore thee, God of glory, Lord of love.
Why does that have the same beat as the Who song from The Grinch?
Because it does.
I hate my life. I
I
miss my wife tails.
I miss my wife. As you place your hand on the stone and almost like a welcoming warmth sort of like touches your hand.
I see the guys reached your 500. Have you found your piece?
We have but one last journey before salvation can be reached. We must see the city and its people safely to its destination.
I appreciate that.
Once the ritual is completed, we will be able to move on.
I appreciate the choice to complete this on our behalf.
You inspired us, Shepherd. You were so willing to give your life in order to even have the slim chance at restoring the city and assisting its people. We couldn't ask you to see off a friend once again, and we couldn't expect Miles to give their life after the torment that they have gone through. With the chorus complete, we have the power to at least see this city to safety.
The fact that you received that amount of power and this is what you choose to spend it on says a lot.
It all depends on who guided us. We could have easily been an instrument of destruction.
You could have.
But with you as our shepherd, we instead are an instrument of life.
I'm glad I came across you that day, and we were able to strike a deal that benefited us both. Although I feel like I'm more on the receiving end of this one. But just as I want peace for all of you, I want peace for the city.
And when all is said and done, everyone will have their peace.
But once you guys move on to your salvation, I hope it's everything you wanted and more.
We can already see our promised land from where we are. It will be good.
I hope one day we will cross paths again.
The gods willing, we will.
And I think with a smile, she will leave the crystal.
And as you pull your hand away, Sylvia, you notice as Asha pulls her hand away, those brownish garments that she wears begin to shift in color. as instead of the brown and like the trim gold and everything, they transform into this very brilliant white, red, and gold color scheme. As what almost looks like a cape or cloak forms on her shoulders, flowing down to like the back of her ankles. And emblazoned on it in all of its glory is the symbol of Herona.
Seems you're making someone very happy, Asha.
I'm glad it pleases them, but all I'm trying to do is what I think is right. It's a hard path in this world to do what you think is right.
I'm sure that Kylis will be very happy to see your new look. I'm happy for you as well, even if I have my disagreements with her.
Disagreements are understanding. You went through a lot, and it probably felt as if all had abandoned you.
I'm glad to see she hasn't abandoned you. You deserve that.
There was a time in my life where I felt much like you did.
I'm glad that time has passed.
I hope it passes for you as well. Or at least you can find some peace with it eventually. Even if it doesn't mean being back with Herona or any of the gods, that's fine. As long as you're at peace.
Okay, I tried to be sneaky and look at your character sheet to determine what like your main weapon getup is, and just like I just see a row of fuck all spells in damage. So what?
Yes.
So what does Asha wield?
Asha carries a mace, though she has yet to actually use it.
Does
As it is kind of a last resort.
Does she have a shield?
She does.
Okay. I'm making a note of that.
Okay. If I had to give her a primary piece of equipment, it would be that shield.
Helps if I can make a goddamn bee.
It's backwards to D.
That's fair.
No, you
No.
can't make bees. Not while Zoro's here.
Bees?
There goes my backup character. God.
It's the whole reason why I can't be a Circle of Bees druid in any game that
Fucking same.
Not the D's.
I'm sorry. It's okay, Zoro. You've been in this game long enough to where I know, bees are not okay to put into it. That's why nobody in my games has ever fought a bee Rex.
Just make it a Beetle Rex.
Hold the fuck up. Would it be fuzzy?
No,
Yes.
it is a T-Rex with that houses a beehive inside of it.
Oh, that's less fun. Alright, well. I'm way less interested in that. Kind of like the idea of a fuzzy Tyrannosaurus that pollinates flowers. I guess pollinates whole forests.
I was gonna say, can you imagine the size of the flowers that thing pollinates?
Yeah. Yeah. Everything at once. That's what it does.
And as you step away from that stone and you are now in this just beautiful adornment, probably unfortunately for everybody in the town, the chorus begins to grow louder.
Yeah. It's a very small piece of Asha that's going like, now everyone can suffer what I did.
It's like Asha and Kylus are just like, oh, this is just another day in the temple.
This is true. We used to do this all the time. Well, is there anything you want to go do? I mean, the city probably doesn't have much, but...
I hadn't really thought about it. I was just happy to go on a walk with you.
Let's continue to walk. We'll probably just walk around for a while.
Okay.
Asha's in no hurry to head back home. Walk and idle chatter. Asha will probably tell Sylvia about, where things used to be or things she remembers from when she was at the city before. Anything that walking the streets really reminds her of.
As the third day continues on, Max, sooner or later, the keys and deed to your home are delivered to you.
Hell yeah, dude.
You have an already slightly furnished home near like almost right on the front gate. Like if you were to look out the eastward window of your house, it would be right on the main road where everybody would be passing through when they're visiting.
He throws the shittiest housewarming party, because realistically there's like nothing, like there's not really like great food here, so he's like, all right, so
You do still have the bag of colding.
And
Or
we
the
have
box of
we
colding.
have a chef with us,
Cool.
Tokubi.
cool, yeah, let's go ahead and eat that scorpion, I guess. But no, it's like, all right, so there wasn't much by way of like party supplies, but there was plenty of gruel and white bread, so we've got gruel and white bread, and welcome to my home.
And it like his home is a very nice, humble 2-story house.
Did he grab everyone for this? Because Tokumi's like out in the town.
Yeah, like he would have probably gone about and grabbed everyone from whatever they're doing. And it's like, housewarming party, let's go.
Yeah. When he found Asha, she would have used the sending spell to gather everyone up. Speaking of which, I do need to talk to Miles to see if he needs me to send a note to anyone. On the list.
Do you invite him to the housewarming party?
I guess.
Okay.
He'll get a message too.
And he shows up and trying to be the best mayor that he can be now that he's fallen out of the grace of his god. He does bring you like a welcome to the city basket. It's like fruit and tea and stuff like that, and a couple like choice books from his library.
We saw that library. We can judge him on these books.
Though they all seem to be around like the theory and practice of monster hunting.
Well, thank you for this. I know we've still got some time before the city settles, so I'll probably get cracking on these.
Yes, we should. If reports are correct, we should be approaching the edge of the sandstorm tomorrow. If what I was originally told holds true, the crystal shall protect us from whatever the storm holds.
I would have faith in the chorus. They haven't done me wrong yet. We've been traveling with them for a while.
They're a little out of key.
Oh, you should come by the temple during Gospel Days. There's just days of this.
No. That's why I usually visit the inns on the other side of town.
I must admit, I do not miss those days. It was fine, when the more established clergy were singing. But for some reason, they like to make the apprentices sing the earliest in the morning.
Well, it's a rite of passage. You have to get good somehow.
I think it was a rite of punishment for us. You must have been there. The pain of a bunch of 12 to 14-year-old boys trying to sing in unison. You know how horrendous that sounds?
It's never on key.
No,
ever.
It's not. It's never on key. It's either they're trying to upshow somebody, or it's just a chorus of cracking and squeaking voices.
Or they're trying to be the loudest one there to be noticed.
And let's not forget,
I'm the most about because I'm the loudest.
Let's not forget there's always somebody reinventing lyrics.
Oh yeah, there's that too. That could get very entertaining though. Once had a song about someone smelling and finding rotten eggs. It was quite entertaining. I mean, blasphemous, but entertaining.
Tilt, that emote has me concerned.
Right? While we're talking, can I take some time? I want to cast Bolstering Brew, which allows me to basically make beer and ale in a keg. That's magical.
Yes, you can.
Just going to while we're talking, then I'm just going to pour one, like not saying anything to anyone as I'm doing this, and just hand it over to Max.
This is the best. Oh, you're the best.
It's not normally something that I take as a spell, but I figured today was an occasion.
Well, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for the thought.
Calling upon the patron deity of brews, which is an actual god in my campaign. You could be a paladin of one.
Yes.
Eldritch Blast.
Takes only 6 creatures can partake, but I figured given the party size and the fact that, they can't drink, we're fine.
I have a beer paladin dwarf.
Yep.
How much beer can you make?
8.
Depends on how many times I cast the spell. It's a 3rd level spell.
Oh, jeez.
Call upon you, bring forth a vibrant brew of beer or ale. Up to 6 other creatures within range can partake of this drink with you and share in its magical benefits, each drawing a mug from the small keg. A creature that downs a mug of the magical brew gains advantage on either strength, all strength checks, or all charisma checks chosen when it drinks. It's immune to being frightened, and it makes all Constitution saving throws with advantage. These benefits last 8 hours.
It's a good spell.
It is a good spell.
Asha casts Fight Milk.
You're not wrong.
And you have what was it? 27 spell points?
It's all in the crow.
You have 27.
Tokumi takes a mug and she uses it to make scorpion beer cheese soup.
Nice.
There you go.
So I can cast it 5 times and have a leftover few spells.
And yes,
I'll
I
probably
want to
cast
roll for scorpion beer cheese soup.
Of course you roll for scorpion beer cheese soup. Go ahead and give me a roll using your chef tools.
If I am going to continue to recast this for everyone, which Asha will gladly do, I will do it up to 4 times. She wants to save 1 set of spell slots.
Smithy, you posted a damn Ronin Warriors picture in chat in the Discord.
It was the first thing that came to mind. You're describing this outfit. I'm like, oh shit, it's Asha of the Inferno now.
That's hot.
I had to do a double
20...
take because I saw the am I the Messiah? 20 what?
21.
Nice. All right, so with that, we will say that the benefits of the bolstering brew last 24 hours instead of 8.
I think as like the night goes on, Max just takes out his playing cards and just kind of deals everybody into a game of poker, and we just kind of like shoot the shit and just kind of relax, especially after
The hell that you've been through.
it's not been great. You know, most of us died once. Dasha almost died a second time. It's been bad times.
I have no memory of my death.
Asha has memories of your death, though.
On repeat.
She's not happy about that.
You know what? I'm about to start pickpocketing every single one of you motherfuckers for that thing.
Look, it's not. It just lives
I
rent free in her head.
I show the mayor the video of Karsha getting killed by that 4-armed gorilla.
And he tries his best not to laugh, but it's very hard.
Poor Karsha.
Go
Asha
beyond
probably
Max,
pours
Max,
Karsha an
I start raising my
extra
anger.
beer during that. Like, you could just drink this. Just drink this.
God, that'll be like Max is on his deathbed. It's like, finally, you can have this, and gives it to Karsha.
Or like,
I raise it, I'm like,
or for
It's
some
not
reason,
worth
like Max is like dying on the battlefield. He's like, one last time.
Yes.
You know that that part in Family Guy where Brian gets his shit kicked out by Quagmire,
Oh,
and then at the end he goes, "Hey, fuck you." That's Mac.
Nah, he doesn't say fuck you. He says I fucked your dad.
I know he says I fucked your dad. Yeah.
All right. So the night winds down as all of you just shoot the shit, play some cards, eat some scorpion beer cheese soup, drink magical beer.
Yeah.
And slowly but surely, night winds down. People find their way home. Well, Max has his home, and everyone else finds their way to Asha's home. And the night passes peacefully enough.
Before the end of the night, though, Asha is going to remember that she had a duty to do, and she will cast a level send a message back to whoever was in charge of her expedition, just to give a report, a very brief report, basically saying that Valanche has been. How does she want to describe it? Valanche has been. She doesn't want to use the word fixed. She goes, has been
Restored.
And is on its way into the storm. And she'll report that Milas she'll report that Milas was found having fallen in duty, but she was able to purify and bring him back, and he has resumed duties as mayor.
Okay.
Or Miles. I keep calling him Miles.
Morales?
We'll just change his name every time we say it.
As you wake up the next day, you can hear just a very strong wind picking up outside your homes. And what sounds like almost stones and pebbles sort of just slamming against a hardened dome. And as you walk outside, or you peer out your windows, you can see that surrounding you is just this violent tempest of a sandstorm. Every now and then, large boulders crash into this magical barrier that has been erected around Valanche itself as the city continues on deeper. The chorus that has been echoing through the city has now begun to sort of echo out and around the city, almost as if it's what's generating the power of the dome. Every now and then, you can see some large winged beast flying by the dome. At one moment, a large claw kind of like thuds into it, sort of sending just like an echoing reverberation through the city before it flies off. The citizens and Miles all are outside watching in a combination of fear and amazement, as this is the first time any of them and many of you have ever experienced what the inside of the sandstorm looks like. No longer can you see where you're going, and you can only put your faith in the crystal as it begins to, or as Valanche begins to just walk deeper and deeper into the sandstorm. That is where we are going to end for the week. I'm silencing all the sounds. I put sounds over the wind, so I swear to God, if we get DMCA'd. But yeah, that is going to do it for us tonight. Thank you everybody for tuning on in. If this is your first time tuning in, this is not the only show that we're doing. If I remember correctly, there's no Star Wars tomorrow.
No, there's not. We're on every other week. Do it IRL.
Yep. On alternating Tuesdays, we have our Star Wars game of Tales of the Outer Rim, which is run by Tiltbot. Coming up this Thursday is going to be another episode of the most chaotic campaign I have ever run, as Tricorn Isles is going to be picking up with another episode. Alternating Thursdays, we have Mass Effect Horizons, which is a Mass Effect campaign run by Zorro. Upcoming this Saturday is episode 2 of our Bridgerton inspired minigame of the Downfall of Propriety, which is run by Malls, and which is their first time behind a DM screen. On the alternating Saturday, we have Withered Wastes, which is another 5th edition game that I run. And then on coming back up on Monday, we'll be back here with Destiny Forged. But until then, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in, and we will see you on Thursday.
Zoro's waving.
I'm waving.